I'm not mad at you.
Show your face.
I'm not mad at
That's
you.
okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Oh!
The tragedy unfolding Wednesday morning when the federal government says Good, behind the wheel of that maroon Honda SUV, intentionally used the car to ram the agent. City officials say that's a lie, that Good was...
As you guys all saw, what happened with Renee Good was tragic. And I know in my intro, you probably just saw me detail the various sides of this argument. Now, the first thing I want to do, I want to honor Renee Good's memory. And I want to play a clip of how she was described. Play the clip.
Can I go check a pulse?
No! Back up! Now!
I'm a physician.
Renee Nicole Good, the 37-year-old mother of three, fatally shot by an ICE agent in Minnesota Wednesday morning, was a stay-at-home mom who didn't show any signs of activism, according to family. Videos have gone viral of the shooting where Good was killed when she allegedly floored her Honda Pilot into a federal agent after blocking them in a residential Minneapolis neighborhood during an immigration operation. Good was shot in the head as she attempted to drive off, crashing into a parked car down the road. Born in Colorado Springs, Good, whose full name was Renee Nicole Macklin Good, was a devout Christian who took part in youth missions to Northern Ireland as a child. Good had 3 children, a 15-year-old daughter and a 12-year-old son with her first husband, and a 6-year-old son with her second. Good had moved to Valley Falls, Kansas with her parents after her second husband, who suffered from PTSD, died in 2023. She then moved to Kansas City, Missouri, before relocating to Minnesota last year and claimed on social media to be experiencing Minneapolis, displaying a pride flag emoji on her Instagram account. Her ex-husband said Good was a stay-at-home mother. The former spouse, who remained anonymous, never saw his ex-wife as an activist and didn't know her to participate in protests. He said Good and her current partner had just dropped off the 6-year-old at school before they encountered the ICE agents. Video following the shooting appeaed to capture the heartbroken partner hysterically crying after Good's death.
Hey, was you riding with her?
All right, so you just saw the clip. Renee Good was a mother of 3, and she was a lesbian. She was married, and she seemed like a good lady. It doesn't really seem like a violent protester to me. And as you'll see in this video, we'll try to uncover together what really happened and how she played a part in what happened, how the officer played a part in what happened, and furthermore, how the administration played a part in what happened. The first thing I want to talk about is what we know for certain. We know for certain is that the ICE officer killed Renee Good. And it is sad. It is very heartbreaking to know that someone died, a U.S. citizen. However, let's examine everything together and make our own decision. Let's not be swayed by the media. Let's take it for what it is. All right. So I'm going to show you a video now of Renee Good basically getting killed. It's very graphic, but it's important that you guys pay attention to this. This is in normal motion. One of the videos is from the ICE officer's angle, and the second video will be from another angle taken by a different person. All right, let's trade the clips.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you.
Show your face.
I'm not mad at
That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
The tragedy unfolding Wednesday morning when the federal government says Good, behind the wheel of that maroon Honda SUV, intentionally used the car to ram the agent. City officials say that's a lie, that Good
Okay, we just watched both clips. Now, the first thing I can kind of from everything I just saw, in my opinion at least, is that she was trying to escape. That's my first instinct. I don't think she's trying to hit him over. If I wanted to hit someone over, I would definitely not back up the way she did and turn my wheel all the way and try to escape. Maybe I would back up and just go right into it. Also, we looked at the slow motion and it clearly shows where her wheels were turning all the way. And from the officer's point of view, the ICE officer, you can see where she was dropping her wheel even more to try and escape. So that's my first analysis. I don't think her intention was to hit this guy. Based on her character, I also don't think that her intention was to hit this guy. She doesn't have any prior convictions or anything like that. I think she was probably just someone who was a Democrat who felt really strong about what was happening. And for sure, guys, I think it's obvious based on the clips that we just saw that she was blocking the officers and making their life difficult. Still, this is not a punishable offense by death. We just saw those two videos and I came to the conclusion that this was not intentional, and I came to the conclusion that she did not want to hurt the officer. Now, from the officer's perspective, just to play devil's advocate, I can honestly say that maybe he just saw a car coming towards him. At least that's what he's going to say. But the key thing here, and what I think he won't get away with, is, okay, position himself in front of the car. And number two, if you fired one shot while the lady tried to hit you, shot number 2 and shot number 3, there's no justification for that. You're just trying to execute the person at that point. I'm going to play a clip of a officer. I think his last name is Boris. He was talking about this, that there's really no justification for shots number 2 and 3, and he would have to answer for that. Play the clip.
Former chief of detectives for the NYPD, analyzing the videos frame by frame, giving his view.
I see an officer getting struck by a vehicle, unknown how hard he was struck, fire once, and then in quick succession move to his right and fire another 2 shots. Shots 2 and 3 are the issue here, and that officer will have to explain himself why he fired those 2 rounds.
Boyce also weighing in on that officer standing in front of the car.
You never get in front of the car, and you never get in back of the car either, for that matter. You stay on the sides and as safely as you can make it, safely as you can make it. And that's the whole thing.
Okay, as soon as this happened, we had mixed reactions from it. One of the things I didn't like was Vice President J.D. Vance, President Trump, Noem. I'll put up what Trump said first. Let's put it up. Then I'll put up what J.D. Vance said. Well, Trump made a tweet. And I'll put up what Noem said. And we can all analyze it. Let's play all the clips.
Shooting into that vehicle. We did see the president react to this on Truth Social, as Ashra mentioned, saying essentially that it was a horrible thing to watch. And the woman screaming in the video that you heard in that video was a professional agitator, but also going on to say that the woman driving the car was disorderly and obstructing and resisting. So we, of course, have seen response from Noem, the Homeland Security.
Aimed her car at a law enforcement officer and pressed on the accelerator. Nobody debates that. I can believe that her death is a tragedy, while also recognizing that it's a tragedy of her own making and a tragedy of the far left, who has marshaled an entire movement, a lunatic fringe, against our law enforcement officers.
So some of the words you hear.
First of all, I wish the state officials in Minnesota would investigate why you have so many people who are using their vehicles and other means to actually interfere with a legitimate law enforcement operation. The precedent here is very simple. You have a federal law enforcement official engaging in federal law enforcement action. That's a federal issue. That guy is protected by absolute immunity. He was doing his job. The idea that Tim Walz and a bunch of radicals in Minneapolis are going to go after and make this guy's life miserable because he was doing the job that he was asked to do is preposterous. The unprecedented thing is the idea that a local official can actually prosecute a federal official with absolute immunity. I've never seen anything like that. It would get tossed out by a judge.
There's clearly a lot of emotion in Minnesota, across the country, over this incident. You're calling Renee Good a deranged leftist. There's been heated rhetoric that we've also heard from officials. What responsibility do you and the president have to diffuse some of the tension that we are seeing play out in Minnesota, bring down the temperature as this investigation is unfolding?
What we have a responsibility to do is to protect the people who are enforcing the law and protect the country writ large. Whether you're Democrat or Republican, you deserve to have the people's laws enforced in the United States of America. Now, again, I'm not happy that this woman lost her life. I'm not happy that this woman was there at a protest violating the law by interfering with a law enforcement action. I think that we can all recognize that the best way to turn down the temperature is to tell people to take their concerns about immigration policy to the ballot box. Stop assaulting and stop inciting violence against our law enforcement officers. That's the best way to take down the temperature. And we're not going to give in to terrorism on this. And that's exactly what's happening. People trying to antagonize, to commit acts of violence. They throw bricks at them. Sometimes they shoot at them. Sometimes they dox them. Sometimes they go to their place of residence and harass their families. This is classic terrorism. And we cannot say that when a far left fringe is inciting violence against our brave law enforcement officials, that we're no longer going to enforce the law. That's rewarding the very people who are engaged in this garbage. The actual reward that they just got is a new assistant attorney general who is going to prosecute and investigate this stuff even more aggressively than before.
The actions of the ICE agent.
He's an experienced officer that has served a number of years, and we recognize that he acted according to his training.
Robert Boyce, former.
Okay. Trump had a lot to say. I think he should have waited for more facts, just to put it simply. You guys read that tweet. Number two, Vance, I think it's too soon to draw all these conclusions about the young ladies, about the woman's character. I think she was impeding what the officers are doing, which is a crime technically. But at least you said that she didn't deserve to, she didn't, sad that she passed away, but at the same time, I don't think how the administration's responding to things is going to make things any better. I think what the reporter asked was, how do we turn down the temperature? I think they're just making things worse. And calling her a terrorist, I think that if she's a terrorist, the definition of terrorist is really watered down, to say the least. Okay, now Noem called her a terrorist as well. Said that the guy was doing his job. And as I said before, I'm justified by what the officer said. You shoot with deadly intent because someone's coming towards you. But officers were trained to de-escalate. And this kind of brings up the bigger question, is ICE more powerful than even the police? That's my question now. Yeah. Certainly a lot to think about, for sure. Okay. Some right-wing commentators such as Avery Day and Steven Crowder wanted to just play a snippet of those clips for you guys. They're trying to justify what happened. Here's what Avery Day said, and she kind of provided her own video evidence as well. Play the clip.
This is what the Democrats want you to see.
No! No! Shame! Shame!
Here's another angle that clearly shows the woman trying to run the officer over with her car.
I'm at the exact distance, exact angle where he would be. Should be able to see the wheel turn within that fraction of a second, right? I've chosen to use a tiny little Keltec unloaded with a laser so you can see. So he's right here. All right, from here I can't see the wheel. He draws his gun and then, yeah, you try and hit me now. She comes forward a little bit, okay? There you go, that's enough. Collapses. He has his hand. Can you just move the wheels a bunch, like go left to right? So, yeah, there's no chance. There's no chance. You can't see it.
Okay, so watch that. I don't really know how someone can come to the conclusion that she's trying to hit him over. once you've seen both angles or all three angles. But I can come to the conclusion that maybe the officer felt in danger. That's the one thing I can't dispute. Now, Stephen Corner, their reenactment, I think that was just pure bullshit. I guess he just cannot accomplish that the officer couldn't see the car wheel, which I agree with. He probably couldn't see the car wheel. He's maybe just pint and shutter. That's the one thing I can say objectively that they may be right about. Now, here are the things that are raising some red flags for me in particular. Tim Walz did an interview or a press conference where he talked about it, and he's right. Let's play this clip. Okay.
We have learned that the Trump administration has now denied the state that ability to participate in the investigation. And I just want to make this as clear as possible to everyone. Minnesota must be part of this investigation. It feels very, very difficult that we will get a fair outcome. And I say that only because people in positions of power have already passed judgment, from the president to the vice president to Kristi Noem, have stood and told you things that are verifiably false, verifiably inaccurate. They have determined the character of a 37-year-old mom that they didn't even don't know. They've determined that the actions are done. I don't know. I've not used inflammatory terms of what happened. I've asked us to find the answers. The only way we find the answers is a thorough investigation.
Watch the clip. Why are they drawing conclusions about her character and stating that she's some kind of terrorist and whatnot, and degrading her even though she's passed away? I think that's just the wrong mindset. I think, and like you said, you should let the investigation take place before you make any big inflammatory statements like what you mentioned. And I think that's where Kristi Noem, JD Vance, and Trump kind of missed the buck. Hey man, we're investigating. And why are you stopping from Minnesota from investigating? That's really strange. Why is Minnesota being stopped from investigating this incident? These are red flags in my opinion. Whew. All right. So we covered a lot, but I want you guys to follow me on this. The bigger picture here, I think, is the ICE goes about things since this administration came into power. Oh, before I forget, let me play this clip for you guys. The mayor of Frey told ICE to get the F out, which I kind of agree with. Your citizens are dying, and don't feel that they're going about things the right way, and you're not a fan of Trump. You're going to tell them to get the F out. I understand that. So, which he did. And let's play this clip.
They are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense. Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bullshit. This was an agent recklessly using power that resulted in somebody dying, getting killed. To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. People are being hurt. Families are being ripped apart. Long-term Minneapolis residents that have contributed so greatly to our city, to our culture, to our economy are being terrorized, and now somebody is dead.
So he had some very strong words for the ICE, and I can't blame it. Your citizens are dying. I get it. You know, I think the response, I think we definitely want to go about protesting peacefully. I don't think that lady was protesting. I think she was protesting peacefully. I didn't think she was doing anything wrong. And things just got misinterpreted. Just don't quite see how that could be an act of terrorism. And I think, let me play this clip from ABC News where a gentleman said the same thing, that this can be defined as an act of terrorism. Let's play that clip. Okay, so watch that. I'm sure you guys came to that same conclusion too. I think any reasonable person come to a conclusion. I guess if you're a Republican, and do you think that simple guys, he might have felt in danger, but based on all the angles that we watched, I think she was trying to escape. I don't see anything wrong with what she did. Now we have something that was very sad. Emily Fabler, I think her name is, gave her perspective of what happened. And yeah, it was a little sad, especially the part where they talks about it. They just pulled her out like a sack of potatoes. That's the part that kind of stuck out to me. Let's play this clip. Okay, so you guys saw that. That was pretty hard to hear her describe, to be honest. think the bigger picture here is just how this administration goes about deportation. Deported a lot of people. Obama, I think that he's called deporter in chief, deported over 3 million people. But no one went about it in this kind of way that Trump is doing. And I think that's a reflection of his personality. He had as he wants. And from my perspective, both they played a part in this young lady's demise. She did, and the ICE officer did. And I wish that this didn't happen, but it's the reality of what's happening. I just say to everybody who's protesting, it's a chance to like just stay on the right side of the law at all times, because it seems to me that no matter what these guys do, they will be part of it. Mentioned absolute immunity. That's what he said. And we got to think about this in the broader perspective of U.S. citizens aren't safe. So let's be careful, y'all. Careful. Again, very sad what happened to her. And I guess my take, I already gave you guys my take, but I think a lot more could get done if we try to go about things a different way. That's my final conclusion on all this. I'm not.
Here is, does it help promote that this woman is potentially a domestic terrorist? Obviously, the answer is no. I mean, it's like she's leaving a location, talking to her partner, her wife, I'm not sure, but having this conversation, and then the partner seems to have some interaction with the ICE officer that I'm not sure what the context is. But the short answer is he runs up abruptly and tells her to get the F out of the car, doesn't really communicate with her, rushes the car. And so two things. Does it support domestic terrorism? Does it, at least up to that point, does it support intent to harm anybody? And the answer is no. I think this is another super sad situation where a lack of communication, I think, but certainly added to somebody being harmed. And the simplest thing to do, no matter, law enforcement, you have to deal with negative people, angry people, and you just stay calm and you listen. So to stand there for 3 feet from the car, wave to her, ask her to put her window down, and talk to her for 5 seconds, she would have driven on. That didn't happen. Now, does that play into the officer shooting? Maybe or maybe not. If he thinks he's in harm's way and is in bodily harm range of this car, then he's going to say I was justified in shooting. But it's the snowball event, as I've mentioned several times. It's what happens before these events that sometimes precipitates or adds to the event. And from my perspective, that's clearly what happened here.
As we continue to look at the video.
Republican, not Democrat, I think one party dates men and one party dates black people and minorities. I'll let you figure out which one that is. And I will say this. This will be the biggest slip up by ICE in a long time. Let me tell you why. This is the hierarchy. I remember first America, this is what, well, I was born here, but when I first began to live here, this is what someone once told me. A guy from New York. He said, this is the hierarchy of who was important in America. The white woman, the white man, the black woman, or the minority woman, and the black man or the minority man. Or in fact, I think he even mentioned that pets were above the black man. Now, if this was done to a black man, or even let's say a man in general, there's a threat, he would attribute violence, threatening behavior to men, especially to black men. But once you do that to a white woman, bro, this is going to create a lot of heat. And I think that lead to the bigger demise of what Trump is trying to accomplish. And this administration is going to get exposed, in my opinion. Because I don't think they're responding to this right. Just let the investigation take place and shut up. Why are you barring Minnesota from investigating? But alas, I'm just observing. I'm a curious observer like you guys. Please give your honest thoughts about this based on everything I showed you in the comments below. Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And stay awesome, all right? Things will get better.